Each flag represents a dead soldier. This memorial in Kyiv is dedicated to a generation that has been lost. It's a sobering reminder of the sacrifices made by those who died defending Ukraine. The grief is public. While fighting for its existence, the government is also concerned about a future economic catastrophe. A CIA report found Ukraine has a birth rate of just 6 per 1,000 people, far less than a European average. Meanwhile, the country's mortality rate stands at 18.6 per 1,000 people, the highest in the world.
31 million people live in Ukrainian-controlled territories, but that's gradually decreasing because, as well as emigration, and lots of people are fleeing from the war, we have a demographic crisis in Ukraine, as we are losing 300,000 people by natural causes every year.
Because of the conflict, 6.7 million Ukrainians live outside the country. 40% are women, and more than a third are children under 18 years of age. According to Ukraine's Centre for Economic Strategy, between 860,000 and 2.7 million Ukrainians might not return home. They'll choose to remain in Western Europe. They're more likely to be educated Ukrainians. Students, mothers and their children, and possibly their husbands and male relatives will join them later, after the war. Many professionally qualified Ukrainians are emigrating. Others are calculating whether to follow them.
If the situation will be worse in Ukraine, I migrate to Canada, as I have all necessary documents for this, and to compare my life level in Ukraine and in Canada. Of course, my life here is better, but not safety.
With no direct flights, traveling by train is the most popular route out of Ukraine. Some are displaced from eastern Ukraine, others want to escape missile attacks.
The war has a negative impact. Prices are up, salaries don't increase, and it becomes quite difficult to live. And then there's the fear during air raid sirens that a rocket or a missile could fly past, as happened to me in Shaitomir.
Those who leave the country lower the potential for economic growth. Ukraine's Ministry of Health says the national birth rate has been declining by about 7% annually for a decade. The impact on lost tax revenues is enormous.
Yes, we are facing catastrophe. It is in fact a terrible blow to the future of our country. When we talk about people not returning, we need to understand that a large percentage of young people are leaving Ukraine.
The sense of pride in the country is deeper than ever. War trophies are displayed proudly outside one of Kyiv's most famous churches. But Ukraine's struggles are huge, and its demographic time bomb a challenge for decades to come. Yolo Abdavid, CGTN,